This is how I do my maintenance routine at home as a DIY girl. This was leading up to Valentine's Day, so we'll call this Valentine's Day prep. Starting off with my hair, I've had these boho French curls in my hair for almost 3 weeks now, and I was gonna do one last refresh before I take it out completely. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the crochet pieces because they end up going like frizzy and straight after like a week. So I'm cutting those out so that I can fully wash my hair. So now this is my hair washed with the crochet pieces cut out. So now I can refresh my hair by adding in fresh new crochet pieces. My goal is to make my hair look a lot fuller with more volume and also to hide the imperfections from my crochet base so that I'm adding the curls wherever I feel like I need to hide imperfections. And then of course, lastly, I do my edges so that the hairstyle looks fresher, especially because this is crochet. You know, your edges can look a little crazy sometimes. Now this is all nice and refreshed and I'm obsessed. Honestly, truly, I want this hairstyle to last even longer, and it probably could last longer, but I've had it in for 4 weeks, so this is my last week wearing it, and you guys can see the difference in how fresh crochet pieces just make this hairstyle look brand new again. Now nails. Okay, so I had these nails on for Valentine's Day and I decided I didn't want to wear them anymore. Okay, it didn't go with my Valentine's Day outfit, so I removed them. I always use a nail glue remover, and then I also soak my nails in warm water, soap, and oil. Then for actual prep of the nails, I always follow the same 3-step method. I clean my cuticles with an e-file, I buff my nails, and then I wipe my nails down with alcohol before actually applying the glue to my nails. I always apply the nail glue to the actual press-on itself, and then I apply the press-on to my nail at an angle so that the glue travels up and fills the entire nail. Then I hold it down on the cuticle, and that is how I get that natural looking finish. I'm obsessed with this set. I love a minimal, clean, classic French set. And this is what that was, okay? Available at clawsclubnails.com, you know the deal. Now for brows. My brows weren't looking bad, but they did need a little refresh. So with my brows, the first thing I do is I use my spoolie to push my brow hairs forward, and then I trim off the hairs that go above my natural brow line with either a razor or a scissors. Today I'm using a little facial razor, and I'm just trimming the brow hairs that are a little too long just to keep my brows controlled. Then I like to pluck underneath my arch, and I like to form a nice sharp line with my tweezers by plucking the hairs to make sure that I'm perfecting the shape, especially underneath the brows. That gives that fresh, I just got my brows done look. And lately I've been trimming off the tail end of my brows just for a more lifted look. And then I like to go in and just remove any excess hair with the razor. I don't feel like plucking every single hair off, so when there's like a good amount of hair, I'll just use the razor. I try to use the tweezer when it's closer to my actual brow line, and then everything else I just take in with the razor. And now at this point, I'm just perfecting it a little bit, making sure I don't have a unibrow. That is how my brows look. I do feel like naturally one of my brows is thicker than the other, but we're trying to regrow the thinner brow. And that is my quick little weekly maintenance prep. I skipped lashes because I knew I was going to be wearing strip lashes this week, and I'll see you in the next maintenance routine.